All right, guys, welcome back. This is ESL One Hamburg 2017 close qualifiers for NA. This is game number 2 of Wheel versus Team VGJ.Storm. I'm your caster Moxie. I'm casting this with Forged Dota, and we saw a really just efficient Wheel and a giant Monkeys Forever Broodmother just run away with game number 1. So I'm interested to see if they're going to ban out that Broodmother again, or if they're going to try to work around the draft where they have some sort of answer. But honestly, I don't think you let that Broodmother go through. What do you think, Forge?
Absolutely not. Not a chance. Monkeys Forever ran away with game 1. I mean, the rest of his team wasn't doing bad by any measure, but he still was like, it's okay, guys, just hop on my back and I'll carry you to victory. They didn't have the tools to deal with him, and the only way they let Brood through the draft is if they just draft a whole bunch of AoE damage and control for that Brood. That's the only way they let it through.
They actually don't ban it out first phase. Granted, you don't want to pick up a Brew Mama this early anyways, but ban out the AA. They don't want to see that. There's no Venomancer, and they will pick up the Night Stalker again.
Yeah, we saw Flea run this, or sorry, Snake King run this in the last game. Might move back to Flea, but the option is there for either player to run it at this point.
Definitely, it definitely ran into some problems early on. Wasn't able to really get the footing that it needed. But of course, you know, when you're dealing with the Broodmother, it's not really the optimal hero. They did get a couple ganks off on her early on. Carrying the dust did push them back. I'm not sure if they got the kill right away. I think they got really, really close the first time. No, they did actually get the kill, because I remember looking over at inventories and seeing that there was dust used. But it's still, Broodmother just such a difficult hero to deal with early, so hopefully this time it'll go a little bit better for the side of VGJ. I still can't say that fast. Oh my gosh. Lycan gets pick up though over on Wheel. If it isn't broke, why fix it?
I mean, yeah, that's probably going to be the game plan. I think they expect the Broodmother not to come through, so they've probably already got another draft in mind. But the Lycan still did a lot of work, even independent of the Brood, and they're actually going to go back and grab the Puck as well. So that working out for them as well. Why change, like you said, why change what's not broke?
Absolutely here. Definitely saw a lot of work being done by Annihilate in that mid lane using that Puck. I think he went like 8, 1, and 7 or something like that. Like, definitely, you know, a great pickup. I'm interested if they might pick up Derp again to get that the Disruptor. Because he did a lot of work with those glimpses.
We might see it, but I would be surprised to see anything more. The one thing that is interesting about the Puck pick is because this was the 2 cores from last game, VGJ probably already thinks, okay, that's the mid lane and that's the safe lane. But Monkeys Forever does actually have a history of playing the Puck. He's played it before on different teams. So he does have the capability to play the Puck. Could still be that Monkeys Forever Puck if they want to switch it up and kind of do a debate in the draft phase.
Are they going to Huskar them? We got a Dazzle pick.
I mean, it's certainly possible, and it's something you always have to keep in your mind.
Yeah, Wheel's done this before. Okay, they do brand out the Broodmother. I think that's really, really smart. You don't want to give them a run back here. But this Dazzle pickup does leave it open if they want to try to grab a Huskar. And again, like I said, in the last game versus Mind's Eye, Whreck actually ran that same combo Huskar Dazzle. So
10 seconds remaining.
I'm very interested here if they're going to try to use their own poison against them.
Yeah, and AA is banned out, so all they really have to do is ban out the Axe, and Huskar Dazzle becomes very viable. They might ban out the Axe anyway, just even without the Huskar, because it's just so obnoxious having the main thing that makes Dazzle completely countered, but we'll see what they decide to do here.
I mean, it really depends on if they want the Huskar or not, because there's not a lot of good choices for them to throw in the offlane either. You know, the Sand King over on Mad did quite a bit of work. They actually ban out the Oracle. I'm guessing just they don't want that prolonged lifespan going on with the False Promise. I keep wanting to say Fate's Edict, and I'm like, no, that's not the ultimate.
Yeah, False Promise is the one you're looking for. Fate's Edict is the magic damage savior, which is also kind of obnoxious against Huskar, still keeping that one in the back of our heads. But other combos that we might see get run with the Dazzle, any kind of illusion hero, so like PL, they might go back for the CK again. because you just,
I don't think you go back to the CK after that performance.
I mean, it works a lot better with the defensive support of the Dazzle as opposed to the offensive one of the Ancient Apparition, because it's a way to sustain you in lane, right? That's a lot of the problems we saw in that top lane, was CK was burning through a lot of tangos and a lot of salves. Now you have the Dazzle here, who, it's a giant heal bomb, so that when you get those reality rifts off with your illusions, heal bomb on top, a lot of damage comes out. The minus armor synergy is there. It could be run again. They could say, we want the CK still, but let's make some adjustments to our draft to address the issues we had.
I guess the only thing I'm concerned about too is this Lycan is just gonna run over. Yeah, they actually get disrupted for Derp yet again here over on Wheel. But you've got a Lycan that really, he pushes early. He's gonna be able to skirmish very well with the puck, completing with the disruptor to hold him in place as well. So I guess that's the reason why I'm not super keen on the CK. I feel like this is a very run-at-you kind of draft coming out from Wheel, as in game number 1, and I don't think it's enough time for CK to get online. What do you think here, Forge? I'm just spitballing here.
Other than the CK, some other options. Ritsu very comfortable on Slark as well as PL. Slark pretty good at jumping on the disruptor, pretty bad against the puck. The one thing that does kind of suck about Slark versus Disruptor is you do have that nice AoE silence, but they are going to go back and grab up probably, I guess, the Flea Batrider based on how it was run last time. We'll see if they make any adjustments there.
It'll be slightly less scary for Batrider this time around. There's not going to be a giant spider sending all of her babies after him and killing 4 people in the bottom lane. But, yeah, it's got that single target lockdown coming out. They could go for something illusion-based again over on the side of Wheel. Dazzle, of course, is okay with doing some of the nuke damage to multiple groups. If they grab the Nyx Assassin. So that's a typical counter to the Batrider. Nyx Assassin just hangs out, finds where Bat's getting ready to go. Once he hits the Firefly Spike Carapace, he's not part of the fight. Yeah,
until Bat gets BKB, like you mentioned, just so easy to counter that out and just prevent any kind of Blink Lasso initiation. Unless you are going on the Nyx Assassin, in which case it's sometimes a little bit easier, but there are better targets. The question I do have for Wheel right now is whether this is going to be an offlane puck and a support Nyx, or if this is the Annihilate puck and the Monkeys Forever Nyx Assassin. I think it's probably going to be the Monkeys Forever Nyx. Get him that farm, get those levels going, and get that nice early roam. Keep track of the Night Stalker, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think that definitely sounds like a good idea. Send Monkeys onto the offlane with the Nyx Assassin. Get those levels fast, because you want yourself to be on the same level as the Batrider, if not better, just because you want to be able to have that Vendetta, start poking around the backlines and making sure that, once Bat does get that 6, that he can't immediately jump onto everyone and start snowballing out of control.
As well, you want the Blink Dagger on the Nyx so that if he's not in position when the Batrider blinks in, he can very quickly put himself into position. But they're actually going to go for the Terrorblade. Pretty good hero here, honestly. The Illusion Clear is basically just Disruptor puck. Nyx Assassin can kind of burst down with, hold him in place with magic, the Impale and such. But a good Sunder, and he's gonna just chunk through all of these squishy heroes. Nyx doesn't really have a lot of armor. Lycan definitely doesn't have a whole lot of armor, and once puck uses the mobility...
Wolves need no armor, Forge. Haven't you heard the saying? Jeez.
Wolves do need no armor.
Terrorblade definitely has armor to spare, obviously, especially once he's near that tower. I guess the only thing I'm concerned about is, again, Terrorblade, he needs to be babysit for the first 10 minutes. And yes, they have a Dazzle this time around, so it's going to be able to keep him sustained in lane a little bit longer. But it's still a little scary here. He's, even though he has all that armor, he has, no HP early on. So I'm interested to see. And yeah, you talk about if you can get a really nice Sunder off, definitely that'd be great. You do have a giant silence though coming out from Derp's Disruptor, and he was pretty good with his positioning in the last game. So definitely, I like this draft better than the one that they did in the previous game, but I'm still a little concerned. But they do have one more pick left. They still have their mid pick. So we'll see what they end up doing. Again, I think it'd be really good to have some sort of a mid that's going to put a lot of pressure on the map early on, let Terrorblade kind of get what he needs, and alleviate some of that pressure.
Something like a Death Prophet might not be too bad. It's a little scary going into the Nyx Assassin, but it's an AoE silence for the puck, It's a decent laning hero against the puck as well because you can trade favorably with the Spirit Siphon, and we've seen a little bit of DP already in this tournament. They're actually going to go for the TA instead.
Not a bad pick. I mean, that's another hero, though, that needs to kind of snowball early, but can start to move around the map and get those ganks off with the Bat Rider early on, being able to burst a lot of damage out. So, pretty good pickup here. I guess now it kind of comes down to what Wheel wants to pick up for their mid if they don't send Annihilate there.
I think they're looking for their last support right now. So they need a support that's good at going to give some damage over time, some magic damage, and roam around. I would say Earth Spirit, if it's not been banned out. Yeah, no ban on the Earth Spirit. I think
nope, still available.
Probably the hero.
Yeah, they do. They do play Earth Spirit. They played it versus Iceberg and PGL. Did lose that series, unfortunately. But yeah, they do have an Earth Spirit.
Yeah, I thought they did. I just wanted to be sure. But yeah, so that would actually be, I think, the good pickup. It's good early roam pressure. It's some damage over time for the TA. A nice silence as well to prevent those meld dodges, prevent those refractions coming up. I think that's definitely the pick. But we'll see if Wheel agrees with me or not.
Got a little time to figure that out. Definitely. I'm kind of favoring the draft coming out from the side of Wheel, though, this time around. I did last game as well. You know, the pieces of this puzzle over here look pretty good for the side of VGJ. But yeah, see, that's going to be a roaming support mad Nyx Assassin. Monkey's going to take the offlane puck, and we'll have Annihilate on the Death Prophet. So, oh wow, look at Ritsu's Terrorblade.
That is a decked out Arcana.
That is a flamboyant Terrorblade. All the particles, so shiny. Oh my goodness. Everyone else just pales by comparison.
That's a pretty cool looking Arcana. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's pretty awesome.
No, but, definitely agreed on that.
I mean, the Death Prophet does kind of give you what I was talking about in the Earth Spirit. You've got a nice silence to prevent meld dodges. You got nice damage over time with the Spirit Siphon as well as the Exorcism coming out. So I do like the Death Prophet here against the TA. The one thing that is scary is that it's still a lot of burst damage that comes out from TA, which is how you kind of deal with a Death Prophet. But we'll have to see how that kind of unfolds in the execution.
Well, we'll definitely see rotations coming out. You know, this is definitely the meta of sending two people mid almost at all times, if not more. So, I'm sure she'll be getting a little bit of backup. Looks like everyone's just placing out their wards. I'd be surprised if this Dazzle and Nyx Assassin don't run into each other here. Stankin gonna be able to just scooty booty his way over here. They do spot out the sorry, not Life Stealer. Wow. All right, can you tell that we've been casting all day? My goodness. We'll spot out the Night Stalker though as he goes back.
Man, I just can't stop looking at this Ritsu Terrorblade. It looks so cool. But we are gonna see monkeys.
Please, you're distracting my co-caster with your shiny hats.
Pay to win, right? That's it.
All right. Pay to look a baller.
Yeah. Monkeys does have a lot of regen in this lane. He's got himself queued up for the wand as well, and he's actually faked it out. They're probably gonna drop a sentry here, expecting that to be a ward, because that's the only reason that you really stop to do that. But if any of them checked his inventory, they know he didn't have a ward, so.
Sure, they were looking. They're checking down in the bot lane, making sure that Bat's not hiding out in the trees. Pull that wave on them. Definitely a smart call here coming out from Wheel to check that out, because that's been happening in a lot of games currently. But no skirmishing over runes. Everyone will take their respective bounty rune and just make their way to lane. Not sure what Monkeys is doing over here. He's just kind of hanging out over here on the side. Maybe trying to pull the wave, I guess?
Yeah, he's got Mad blocking his wave, so he's just trying to...
Yeah, he's going to be able to get that pull. And then just zip himself out.
He does a little cheeky carry down. He gets Metamorphosis out of the Terrorblade, which is a pretty long cooldown, so he does have to be careful for the duration, but once that's down, he knows what Terrorblade has, and it's a really, really long cooldown.
Stan King is getting real close to taking down Monkeys here. not enough damage, and Puck is, of course, just a little too slippery. Meanwhile, over in mid, looks like 747 just getting a little bit better here with the CS. Has picked up those side blades to get some early harass over onto the Death Prophet as well. So usually you see the refraction get picked up first, but...
That's not really true. Most times you grab the side.
Oh, bottom lane! Derp derp. First blood going over to Snaking.
And that's so much slow between Sticky Napalm and Void. How do you run away from that?
Sticky Napalm is the worst. Oh, I hate that. Messes with your turn rate.
I think that's the most obnoxious thing about it. It's not even the slow, it's the turn rate.
Turn rates are a thing in Dota 2. Looks like they're looking to maybe do some more damage over here. Nope, they'll back themselves off. Derp derps are shown to lane. Top lane too. Looks like a little bit more pincering action. We're seeing that Mad's trying to find an angle. They're pushing this wave in as well. Don't think they're going to go for a full dive though, considering that there is a dazzle. Although he's still level 1 and he doesn't have anything for healing or save here. Nice dodge coming out here from Monkeys. The harass is real coming out over here on Annihilate.
I mean, it's going back towards 747 as well. Spirit Siphon, pretty good spell.
Yeah, we do see some pincering movement coming out here. Snaking coming over onto mid, gonna try to cancel out that salve. Will be able to do it, and Annihilate's gonna have to eat the last of his tangos.
Yeah, he is out of regen. There's also a DD top, so is this a it is the bottle coming out for 747. He could grab a DD rune and maybe make some plays with Snaking, rotating over.
Flea might be in a little bit of trouble here. It looks like he's trying to get very, very aggressive. Yeah, this is gonna be a dead Batrider. He pops the Fairy Fire though, actually. He might actually be able to get out. There's no more mana left over onto Derp Derp, but he just doesn't have the right click damage, I don't think.
Oh my god, he needs one more. He couldn't get it.
Oh, so Snaking though, he smells a Derp Derp over here in these woods. He's looking to turn this around here. But we'll back off. He doesn't have his Batrider to back him up. Meanwhile, double damage ring gets popped over in mid. Lots of harass coming out over onto Death Prophet, but she's dishing it right back at her, so.
And 747's doing a really good job in this mid lane. 21 and 12 to the 15 and 5 of the DP. I would say that this is a bit of a Death Prophet favored matchup, but the 747 getting some really nice harassment with these side blades, making it very dangerous for Annihilate to step up.
A lot of harass coming out. Nice nuke coming out as well. We'll just go ahead and take advantage of the fact that Mad was standing in the middle of the creep wave.
Almost gets the Spike Carapace damage back, but...
Almost. It's a little bit too late on that. Terrorblade needs to be a little careful here. Looks like he's going to be fine. Just because his supports kind of walk around in those trees. Looks like it's nighttime, so all eyes on our Night Stalker here. Looks like Dazzle's also going to make the rotation. They know that this is first night is very, very important here for Snaking, and he's already had 1 kill. So there's the jump forward here. They're going to be able to throw the Firefly out. They're not expecting a Snaking to show up, though, and they've got their eyes over here onto this... oh, the Lycan going to be able to TP out with just a little bit of health left.
He still almost dies there. That's crazy, the amount of damage that came out.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They still do have a little Derp Derp, though, down here. It sounds like I'm making fun of him, and I'm not. I promise. His name's Derp Derp.
It is one of the more comical names, which I think is making up for the fact that his team name is just designed.
Oh, the flying vision. They'll dive. They've got the creep wave. I don't know if they're going to be able to get enough damage off. Again, going to be able to run out at the last second there with like 140 something hit points as he TPs out. And that's the problem when you don't have any hard lockdown. Get these kills that are very, very close. But no murdering.
I mean, the one thing that this rotation bottom has done is actually put a lot of pressure on the Terrorblade. He's had to retreat to the jungle because he just can't stand up to monkeys in lane alone. And, I mean, he is still farming, which is nice. Lycan getting
that's a little bit better than the Lycan, right? Because Lycan got pushed all the way out of lane, and he wasn't farming during that time. He can't go back to lane quite yet. So I don't think it's a huge deal that Terrorblade is farming here in the jungle. I don't know.
I mean, if both of them are doing it, it's not the worst, but it's definitely not where you would prefer your Terrorblade to be. It's just kind of an inevitable rotation of, or inevitable circumstance of the rotation.
Well, like I said earlier during the draft, Terrorblade, you know, he's got a lot of armor, but he's one of those heroes that really needs to be babysit for the first 10 minutes of the game, or else he struggles a little bit. And we see a smoke come out. They know that Terrorblade's not showing up in lane. It will get popped, though, over here by the TA. So they'll turn around. It looks like they're going to try to maybe put some harass onto her. No glimpse picked up over in Disruptor. He's still sitting at level 2. But that's a little more space now, of course, for the Death Prophet to get done what she needs. They do spot Terrorblade over here by the rune spot. And Matt'll cheekily steal that bounty rune and leave poor Ritsu wanting.
Lycan's still jungling in the meantime. I mean, so is the Terrorblade, but I don't know. Puck has phase boots, which is interesting. Normally you'll see treads coming out on the Puck, but she opts for the phase boots to, I guess, close the distance or get away.
Gotta go fast, right? Gotta go fast. Gotta have that extra little bit of damage too, you know?
Yeah, the extra damage is definitely nice.
Terrorblade just can't catch a break here. There's always someone in this jungle poking him. Ghosts get used over onto the mid tower. They'll go ahead, they'll use the fort, but I'm not sure. It looks like we do have some movement coming out here from the Night Stalker and the Dazzle. We'll try to get some pincering movement. Disruptor standing nearby. We'll try to bait a little bit here by having the TA run around into these woods. That'll be the follow-up, though. Drip in a little bit of trouble here. He's going to have to TP himself out. And again, they don't have any hard lockdown. This Soul Siphon is just doing so much damage onto Snaking. We'll turn it around, try to get some fest over onto 747 here, trying to run himself around. They'll miss the Impale. But they'll still be able to get the tower, and that's a good use of, you know, ghosts.
That burned through refraction so quickly. He popped it, and just immediately it melted away. This is why they picked up the Death Prophet. Just so much damage over time between Ghosts and Spirit Siphon there.
Remember when that spell first came out and how absolutely ridiculous it was? Like, it's still pretty ridiculous, but...
Yeah, it was like pure damage that pierced spell immunity and gave you vision up hills. It was silly. Absolutely silly. And
no, Bat Rider has just hit his level 6 here.
Terrorblade's getting gone on top, though.
Yeah, it looks like that Dream Coil gonna hold him into place, and they'll be able to take him out with a Waning Rift.
Phase Boot's working out for Puck. She's able to close the distance and set up that...
Oh, be careful. Don't use gender when referring to Puck. Twitch chat does not like it. They will get very angry at you.
Whenever I listened to casts, they always referred to Puck as she, and that is how it has forever been ingrained in my brain. It's not my fault.
Dude. Just warning you. I believe Puck can be female or male, according to lore.
It's technically both, which means that I'm technically not wrong by calling it either.
Doesn't mean that people will argue with you endlessly. Won't argue, rather, with you endlessly. But Death Prophet's feeling pretty strong right now. Knows that the TA is standing nearby. Doesn't have any backup. It's look at the bullying coming out here from Annihilate. It's like, all right, well, you bullied me plenty in lane, but I'm feeling real strong right now. Bottom lane again. Oh, this is looking really scary right now for the Lycan. They do get the bounce back. Can they get the final kill? They do. They take down the Lycan. We'll be able to get the return kill over onto Flea, but it's definitely not what we'll want from that arrangement.
I mean, that was a solo kill on the Lycan with rotations down. They barely got that kill, so really nice job by Flea to find that opportunity, get that kill, and really make some space for his TA and his Terrorblade. Because that's really what the problem is going to be, is getting that Desolator and then getting that Blink Dagger.
TP comes in here, Lycan will go ahead. He'll pop his ultimate form and give some chase over here onto Snake King. Can run, but I don't know if he wants to chase after, especially with Flea popping that Firefly here. And Matt's got to be really careful. Yeah, he's catching up to speed here. Throws out the Impale, but unfortunately not going to be enough to save him. Lycan's got 4 stacks of this sticky napalm on him. Probably doesn't want to go back in until that's worn off. And we do see Annihilate making the rotation to the top lane. And now we're back to watching our Terrorblade just kind of try to figure out, where am I going to get this farm? Where am I safe? Where is there not going to be a Sand King, or not Sand King, sorry, a Nyx Assassin just poking me in the jungle?
So I've been seeing this Terrorblade build a lot lately, the Mask of Madness build, and it's really interesting on paper because you get -5 armor from using Mask of Madness, but Terrorblade has so much armor it really doesn't matter. The part that concerns me is the silence. 8 seconds of silence. If you do get bursted down, I mean, not getting Sunder off could be really detrimental. So you have to be really cautious and really careful with how you use that Mask of Madness.
Yeah, you'd be signing your own death warrant if you're not careful with your timing. Like I said, in theory, sounds really good. But, again, you want to be able to cast Sunder if you're in a tight situation.
747 going to make some stacks for himself, working towards the Blink Dagger first, then he's going to go back for that Desolator. Nothing too peculiar about that. They need somebody to just jump in and start doing damage until Batrider gets his Blink.
We're grouping up a little bit here. Gonna watch TA take the stack, get a little experience. Could have sworn I switched to net worth. Apparently I did not. Apologies, guys. 4.7k though, currently sitting on this TA. 4.5 on the puck. And 4.5 also on the Death Prophet. So pretty neck and neck stuff for the most part if we go ahead and open up the graphs. Definitely, you know, a little bit in favor in the side of VGJ.Storm for the terms of net worth. And same thing in terms of the experience earned. It's actually a very slow game. We've only had 5 kills.
Yeah, you compare this to the CIS games we did earlier where it was like 20, 30 kills by now, and it's very slow. But, I mean, that's an idea for you. It's a lot of efficiency, a lot of farming. Get your items and then take the fights. Not run at you from minute 0, but nothing wrong about either style. Just
look at these pings. Puck's like, yo, there's a Terrorblade down here. I would like to be murdering him, please. Meanwhile, though, over in the Dire Woods, TA is going to have to hide herself over here. They don't actually have the detection either, so she's going to be absolutely fine. Death Prophet, though, has got her eyes on this tower. She's got Exorcism up in bottom lane. They're just trying to jump over again onto the Terrorblade, but looks like they're going to be able to take out the puck instead, and that's a big victory here for VGJ. But at the same time, ghosts are going to use on their tier 2, so they really need to hoof it over to this tier 2 and get some sort of a trade.
Yeah, Dazzle's going to rotate up. They're going to try and at least trade, but I mean, ghosts do a lot of damage. There's a catapult wave as well. There's no catapult down bottom. That wave's already been killed, so...
I mean, they've got meta at least, but they've also got the fort here. And yeah, top tower just gets torn to pieces by Death Prophet and all those ghosts. She's actually going to TP over to the mid tower here where we see some action going on over onto Lycan. Is he actually going to make it out? No, he's going to get taken down by the Batrider. Flea going to be able to run himself around here. They do spot the TA over onto the side. Spirit Siphon comes out and she doesn't have a fraction for another 4 seconds. These wolves just shredding through her as well. And it looks like Lycan is going to get the kill from the grave here. Meanwhile, bottom lane, looks like we're having a little bit of trouble here. Nick Assassin trying to run himself out. Monkey's Forever also in a little bit of a pickle. He's going to be able to get that kill, though. Looks like Mad gets the last click. He does eventually need some backup here, but yeah, the Vendetta coming out, that extra damage plus the Thunderclap. One more click. Derp will be able to clean up.
I just noticed that Ritsu's Terrorblade only just bought boots. He didn't have boots in that engagement. Don't be deceived by his inventory. He did not have boots there.
Boots overrated, right?
I mean, yes, but Metamorphosis slows your your movement speed by 30. So what you take an already kind of slow hero, and you throw no boots on top of that, or meta on top of that. It's part of the reason I think it took them so long to take that tower and only get it down to half health.
Yeah, they're rapidly losing towers over the side of the Dire here. This Ghost, the Exorcism, are just getting so much done. In fact, I Annihilate actually top of the net. We're at 6.4. They spot Flea over here. The Yules will come out. They're going to try to grab him with the silence. There's going to be immediately that cage coming out. They've got a glimpse if they need it, but it doesn't look like they do. He's just going to stand there and let the Death Prophet Soul Siphon him to death.
And we do have Blink Dagger online for 747, but
oh boy,
before the Deso really comes online, it's not that great. Like TA with just Blink, she can fight. She's not bad at fighting, but she's not fully 100% online yet.
I feel like we should be using his updated name. What is it, Royo?
Ryoya.
Ryoya? Oh, that's pretty hard actually. Oh man, the jump forward over onto this puck. We'll be able to just dodge out of the way here. And the push is on down here in the bot tower. It doesn't look like they're going to go and use the ghost. They're just going to group up together, put a couple clicks on this tower. Meanwhile, Puck over in the top lane. Monkey's going to be just defending that other tower. No problemo.
I think they might have just smoked on that creep wave. I'm not 100% sure if that creep wave saw them, but they were really close to that wave.
I mean, they're not retreating, so I'm not sure here. They grabbed the courier at the very least, though. Not had the Necronomicon next level. They will be able to glimpse back Batrider here. They put the Shallow Grave onto him as well. Static Storm coming out. We'll be able to go ahead throughout the signs, but the ghosts are already out and running. Like, this is not what they want out of this engagement here. Spirit Siphon coming out. Annihilate needs to be really careful. He's walking right through all of this Firefly damage. Terrorblade makes his way down to the bot lane. He's going to be glimpsed back, though. What a cheeky play. And it looks like Ryoya gonna be able to get that kill, burst down the Death Prophet. They're looking around the trees. They do find Derp, but they're just not gonna have enough damage to take him down in that short of a period of time. Not yet, anyways.
TA Blink Dagger, paying off. She shows up to the fight, and even though she's not fully online yet, she says, "I'm ready for you."
Was that the reveal too of the Blink Dagger?
That was the reveal of the Blink for the TA.
Oh, Flea! He grabs the Lycan over here, drags him back with the lasso. Immediately followed up here from Snake King. This is going to be a very dead Lycan. Good use of the Invis rune that Flea got earlier here.
And that gives him his Blink Dagger, actually, that gold.
Oh, Mad wants to go back in on this, I think. Yeah, the Glimpse comes back out, turns around. He's got the Vendetta damage. If he wants to go ahead, pop it. We'll go ahead. Throughout the Impale, maybe? No, they're actually not going to do it quite yet. He actually misses it. The Yules comes out here. Going to be able to hold him in place. These Wolves body blocking Flea pretty badly. Swill Siphon comes out. Again, though, we see the puck goes and he drops the Dream Coil over onto the side. Dazzle trying to get out, and they just have that glimpse. They're going to be able to grab Stan King yet again. He's got Shallow Grave. He could try to get himself out of this, but it doesn't matter. There's just too many heroes, too much damage.
I was really, really worried that Flea wasn't going to buy his Blink Dagger before he died, but he was just trying to make it away before he bought it. Doesn't end up happening, but he does get his Blink, so he doesn't lose, I don't think, any gold from that.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's the important part, right? They do spot TA over here by the shrine. The Glimpse comes back. We'll place her back into the side. They have the detection, though. They've got a sentry ward, so unfortunately, it doesn't look like Ryoya is going to be able to get away. Does try to TP out. Again, that Impale coming in at just the right time, canceling it. And Derp will get that kill as well.
And pings come out for bottom lane pretty much immediately. They've got Ghosts online in about 10 seconds, 15 seconds. They've got Necrobook just about... Oh, it was coming on the courier.
Yeah, they had the recipe on it, but courier's going to be up in about 30 seconds anyway, so... Slight delay here. Coming out for the side of Wheel. What do we have over here on our...
He just got his Yasha.
Ritsu. Got his Yasha, yeah.
Once he gets that Manta style, it's actually going to be a lot harder for them to deal with him because without Static Storm, they can't, like, really deal... They're going to have to, like, stagger their silences. Like, Puck's going to have to silence, then wait for the Manta style, and then
yeah,
Death Prophet's going to have to silence.
Looking at monkeys. It's a little bit worried about diving this, I have a feeling, though, because he's making his way away.
He's got the Blink Dagger.
Yeah, he goes for the Blink, pulls him forward, and it looks like Ritsu is ready. We'll be able to get the kill over onto Monkeys Forever. Meanwhile, bottom tower will go down during all of this, but they pop meta over here, and it looks like they might try to go for this tier 2. Nope, they're going to back off, go defend their tier 2, and start farming up just a little bit more here. The rest of the supports, they plant some nice wards, and they're out.
Tier 1 for tier 1. There's really only one. There's only a 1 tower advantage for Whreck right now, which is that mid tier 1. Other than that, it's actually almost mirrored in terms of tower game, so it's actually not looking too bad. The later and later this goes, it looks a lot better for VGJ.
Glimpse coming back, though, over here onto Fleet. Doesn't quite connect him into that cage, but they'll be able to get the Spike Carapace off, land the Impale, and all this damage coming out here from Lycan. They do have a Shallow Grave on him. These Wolves are going to chase him until the end of the world, though, I have a feeling. In fact, yeah, they throw a Flame Break out, but again, look at these Wolves. Super fast. We'll be able to take him down. Ritsu using the space, though, over here. Gonna be working on that Manta.
Looks like they want to make a move into Roche Pit, though.
Yeah, they're going to use the Ghost. They need to be careful here, though, because I Annihilate can't really be tanking this right now. Ghost will heal him up to full, and that'll be a nice bonus here for the Lycan.
That's a Solar Crest on...
I hear a Dream Coil. Oh, he canceled out his TP. Bye, Stan King.
Yeah, he saw the Nyx coming and was just trying to run, but does not make it. It's actually a Solar Crest on the Death Prophet, though. I just noticed that because I kept hearing it in Roche, and I was like, whose Solar Crest is that? It's actually Death Prophet. It's pretty neat, pretty nice. Because if you miss a Meld Strike as a TA, you're pretty sad. It gives you actually like 200 bonus damage on Meld at level 4, so if you miss that, really, really hurts.
Looks like they're regrouping. Lycan gone bottom here just to push out waves. He does have that, oh, he doesn't. He actually didn't pick up the Aegis. I just realized that. I was not looking at that. It's actually Death Prophet Annihilate has it. Kind of a, I don't know. I've always felt a little weird about Death Prophet having the Aegis, just because, you know, usually you want to push with her ghosts up, and once those ghosts are down, yeah, she's got kind of a nice kit, but I guess maybe they use that as the insurance that, you know, she goes forward, starts hitting the tower, they use everything in the kitchen sink on her, and then they can just re-engage when she comes back up, even if they don't have Exorcism.
Probably something along those lines. I mean, Lycan's kind of a similar hero, right? He pops Howl, he pops Necrobook, he pops his ulti. He's kind of done. He's not really a great hero.
Oh, the drag coming out here top, though. Looks like they're going to be able to pop the Aegis over onto Death Prophet. And I don't think she's going to be able to get out of this. Yeah, they throw the slot. They get a stomp off with the center on top of that. The Yule's coming out, buying her a little bit more time. And immediately the follow-up coming out from Monkeys Forever. They get the Dream Coil off. They'll actually be able to get a Static Storm over onto the TA. Terrorblade trying his best to fight out here. He's got, like, no mana, though, so this is very, very scary. Shallow Grave coming out. Nice save from Sand King. They will be able to take down the TA, though, instead. And they do get a glimpse back over here. They really just want to take down the Terrorblade. More healing coming out from Dazzler. He's trying his best to keep him alive. A little bit separated here. The Silence comes out. They'll turn back around. Can they get the kill over onto Monkeys Forever? I'm not sure. Looks like they're not going to be able to quite do it unless Flea closes the gap. They're still fighting over and around, and this is a nice Carapace coming out. We'll stop the Bat Rider momentarily. There's going to be the follow-up coming out from the Dazzler. He's chasing after. Nice Shallow Grave gets placed over onto Flea, but during all of that, we do lose Derp Derp, and the Shallow Grave has just been doing so much work, but it will finally just take down the Nyx Assassin. Now Monkeys Forever trying to buy himself a little time. These wolves are blocking him in, though. Oh, the Night Stalker saddest Snake King. He does not grab Monkeys Forever. He's going to be able to juke around the trees, bottle through it, and just get himself home. Can we just say what the MVP Sand King is right now? See all those shallow graves, all the heals?
Those graves were actually so clutch. You got 2 really nice graves. You got a really solid weave that helped keep everybody alive. You got 6 shadow waves off in that fight. Ends up being a pretty even trade overall, but I think just stopping Death Prophet and showing that you know, she's not quite that immortal is definitely a nice little morale boost for VGJ, because up till then that was only her 2nd death. I think they killed her one other time in lane, and other than that she's been pretty much untouched.
Yeah, that was definitely a great gank, being able to go ahead and pop that Aegis. While all this is going on too, we do see Terrorblade. He's actually finished up that Manta style now, and he's looking at the Scotty. So again, like you mentioned earlier, the longer this game goes, the better chance that VGJ has. And he needs to be very careful right now, because he's about to run into a lot of heroes down here in the bot lane with no backup. In fact, yeah, look at Mad. He sees him. He's going to be following him and make sure that if he tries to go for any sort of a TP, that could cancel out. But yep, turns around. There's the Impale. There goes the mana. And immediately Death Prophet's like, oh, what's that? I would love to be a part of this. Let me help slow and silence and see if we can take this Terrorblade down. Glimpse coming back. Nice play by Derp Derp. Throws him into the kinetic field. Yeah, this is very dead Terrorblade.
He tries to go for the Sunder play at the last second there, but just really nice patient play from Mad to wait for the TP to come out, wait for his team to show up. And they are going to get some pressure onto mid in the meantime. TA has her Deso online, but she doesn't have that 3rd item to really bring her online. She's going to go for the BKB, which I think is the right call here. The silences, the magic damage from the Spirit Siphon, been pretty pesky for her. So now, once that BKB comes out, she'll be pretty happy.
And she will gladly take the stack over here on the Radiant Jungle. Thanks for the food.
She is top of the net worth too. Like, top 2 net worths are both the Terrorblade and the TA. So despite having, you know, rougher early games, rougher starts, both of them are doing very well in the recovery game. TA clearing a lot of stacks.
Boy, there's a jump over here onto the Dazzle. Is he going to be able to burst him down fast enough? There's a Shallow Grave gets thrown out. Monkey's standing nearby here. We do see that the Bat Rider comes in. He's looking over at Puck. Is going to be able to hopefully grab him at the last second, but he evades over onto the side, and then we have a Static Storm coming out over here onto this TA. She's going to try to hide herself, but it's not going to be enough. She doesn't have that refraction up with that silence. And what looked like it was going to be pretty good, they lose the TA, they lose the Dazzle, only for a Disruptor. Not the best here. But, again, space created. Ritsu hard at work.
They actually killed Dazzle there with the Yule's damage. Yule's does 50 damage when you land. So he just waited until Shallow Grave was about to end, spun him up in the air, dropped 50 damage, and dead Dazzle.
Poor Dazzle. He just wanted to heal some people, man. Darkness gets popped, though. They're moving over onto the mid tower. They're going to go ahead, use the Exorcism. And Terrorblade, of course, you know, not going to be able to show up quite yet. He's still over into this top lane, doing his best to push out and farm up. But look how fast this tower is going down with the Lycan and, of course, you know, Death Prophet.
Yeah, level 3 Ghost is really scary. Meanwhile,
how did Derp get a kill over on Snaking? I just did not see that. Oh my goodness.
There was a Nyx and a Puck in the area. That's my best.
All right. Sounds like a joke. Nyx and a Puck walk into a bar.
And they kill the Night Stalker.
And Derp ducks. Lol. All right, anyways. Bad jokes aside here, they do take the... oh, Forge just got it, guys.
No, I got it. I was just trying to contain my laughter.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's a turf joke right there. But, yeah, they do lose their tier 2 over into the top lane. We're going to see that Puck is making the rotation. He's going to be looking, but these illusions kind of blocking. He knows that he's over here, actually, and he's going to be on the hunt, looking to maybe cancel out this TP. We'll be able to go ahead, Yules him up in the air. He's not going anywhere. The signs from the Waiting Rift coming out. Again, Lycan coming around the corner. They're going to be able to go and just body block him in using illusions, using all sorts of things here. Mask of Madness just popped, though. Oh, man, this Lycan's a little bit nervous. Immediately followed up, though. Here comes I Annihilate. Spirit Siphon coming out. We'll be able to get the silence up. They actually use the Static Storm on top of everything else. They say, yeah, no, you're not getting out of here. You're not sundering. Please leave. But there's a beautiful jump coming out here from Philippe. Gets the last off, but he doesn't even really need that much of the damage. The sign's coming off, though. They will be able to take out Lycan. And now it looks like TA trying to just get as many kills as possible before she goes down here. That Solar Crest doing a lot of work. They've got the Shallow Grave over up and running on him, trying to heal him up. There's going to be the Yules coming out. They also throw out the Urn Charge as well. And now King, he's like, oh man, my team's dead. Oh no, I think I need to leave. But the Yules coming up again, followed with another stun from Mad. And I Annihilate gets yet another kill.
I mean, going in there, charging in without the Terrorblade was really questionable. They do make it work for them. Like, they force the Puck buyback. That's going to delay that Lincoln Sphere by a while. And there's no Force Staff on Batrider being built to kind of counteract that Lincoln's. So delaying that is really nice. But they do end up losing the TA again. Obviously, they lost the Terrorblade before that. I don't know if it was worth it, man.
This Yules pickup is so value on Monkeys. He's canceled I don't know how many TPs with it.
I mean, Yule's Puck is just so obnoxious. It's so hard to lock that hero down already, and then you give her another 2.5 seconds of invulnerability and
gives you enough time to blink away. Alright, looks like an item. We've got the first ultimate orb now up and running over on Terrorblade. So he's starting to catch up here. He's actually, again, at the second of the net worth. So recovering nicely despite having kind of a crummy laning phase. And Matt, he goes into Vendetta. He's going to be creeping around this jungle looking for someone to jump on. And
Snaking's
bottom
just
lane,
trying to force some pressure, force some rotations, but they are going to find 747. Who does have his BKB. He has a fresh new 10-second BKB that he might be forced to pop in about
No, he's pretty far, and I don't think they're going to dive unless he keeps going forward here. Which it looks like he's going to be going forward. Dazzle's still standing nearby, though, so we'll be able to provide that backup. Throws out a weave, and they're going to be taking their shrines here. They drop a sentry ward as well, just to keep tabs on the Nyx Assassin. Rather, not the Nyx Assassin, the TA if she decides to go into the meld. Already dewarded, too, by Stan King. Alright, Flea is looking for an opening. They do spawn him out. They ping him. Firefly gets used. Who are they looking for? They're looking to grab Mad here. There's the Spike Carapace. He's anticipating it. We'll be able to go ahead and grab him anyways, though. The Yule's coming out. We'll buy a little bit more time. There's a lot of damage being thrown. Again, the BKB gets popped out over here, and they'll be able to grab Snake King over into this kinetic field. He's actually going to be able to run himself out, and it looks like that Lycan was just so disappointed, actually, there. But the rest
they immediately move in then to the Roche Pit that just spawned.
Ice Frog, please.
They can't contest this. With Lasso down, I actually don't think they can contest this.
I mean, they're jumping into a pit where they've got a Static Storm, they've got a Dream Coil, and Death Prophet has, they're going to try to do it anyways, though. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's the Roche. It's already taken down. Annihilate will be able to grab it. Dream Coil gets grabbed down in the process. They'll be able to throw down a nice Static Storm on top of everything. Weave coming out as well. And that Shiva's just slowly everyone down here. Lycan in a little bit of trouble trying to run himself out. Tries to turn around. Get some kills over onto Snake King. Will be able to get it. There's going to be so many ghosts, though. Look at these ghosts coming out from Annihilate. Just murdering everyone. They turn back around. They're looking for this TA. They need the detection. They don't have it. And there was a buyback during all of that coming out from Snake King. Well,
not as important as the
lost the cheese, but you know, value. They're still going to be able to take the shrine at the very least.
They also have a gem. That is Stan King's gem too. So they do lose the gem in that fight.
Well, there goes Puck. There was a Puck there, and now Death Prophet. She doesn't really want to lose this Aegis quite yet. Does have the Shivas if she wants to try to slow them down a little bit more. Yeah, we'll turn back around. Lots of damage coming out from this TA. It sounded like she used a Soul Siphon. Spirit Siphon, rather, but... Yeah, the turnaround's a little bit scary here. We'll be able to grab Snake King, though. Silence coming out on him as well, and they're just going to try to... Oh, they pop the Aegis, though, and they get a kill over onto this Disruptor.
They got Lasso.
Yeah, that's a dead Death Prophet.
And 747 is really starting to show... like just how scary TA can be going into the late game.
I mean, 12-5-2, you know, it's had a pretty good game. Had a really nice laning phase because he took those points early in the side blades to harass the Death Prophet. And they see their opening, they're going for this tower. That nice wildering, the toughness aura coming in here from the creep.
Where's that gem? They had a gem that was on...
It's on Bat. Bat Rider has a gem.
Okay, Bat Rider has it. Because I know that...
yeah, so it was Snake King's.
So it looks like they're probably just going to... Yeah, they're going to take the tier 3. Be happy with that. Back off. Tier 3 for tier 3.
I mean, it opens up shrines. That's definitely a huge objective here. It gets them a little bit more gold, a little bit more map control, considering that they've had theirs get wailed on a little bit by Lycan.
And they actually have a tower advantage now. They've still got a tier 2 in the bottom lane, whereas there are no outer towers left for Wheel.
Oh, we got a Scotty online now.
Yeah, Scotty, and he's actually going to go into the Butterfly, which kind of actually makes sense. Now that you've got enough stats with, like, you've got, you know, 2,300 health, and when he doesn't have Mask of Madness on, he's got like 30 armor. 28 armor if he switches to Strength Treads, 29 armor.
This is a tanky Terrorblade. My goodness.
You don't want to grab anything like Heart or like raw HP against Death Prophet because the Spirit Siphon does percentage-based damage, so the tankier you get, you're actually healing her more as well. So just getting enough stats to keep you alive, get that magic burst going is really just fine for Terrorblade, and now he's going to work towards protecting himself against the Lycan, the right clicks that are coming out all over, and we've got a Daedalus for 747. His damage is going to be huge.
They did smoke up over here, and they're looking for some sort of a pick-off, but I think they realized this coming out from the side of the Dire because they're all retreating at a rapid pace, and they're all grouping together too, so I don't think they're going to get anything with this particular smoke. We have an Assault Cuirass up and running over on Lycan. He's just going to turn his attention now to the Shrine and have them lose a little bit more control, but this gem on Flea is going to be a lot of... going to cause a lot of problems because there's just no vision coming out here really for the Radiant. There's one over there onto the cliff. I think they saw it actually. They might have actually seen it. Yeah, they know that they smoke because they smoked underneath the ward, I believe. Darkness gets popped. There's no shrine to fight around over here. They'll go ahead. 2 BKBs getting popped out immediately, and the Static Storm coming out over onto Terrorblade. Looks like they should be able to take down the Dazzle. Dazzle's going to be able to throw out the Shallow Grave. Still trying to force their way over, take down this Terrorblade. He's going to be... Oh, he doesn't ever get to use the Sunder! Meanwhile, looks like Stan King's going to get taken down as well. The Glimpse comes back out over onto the TA, puts her a little bit further back from that cage. Meanwhile, Mad trying to run himself out, but that Urn Charge still going to take him down. Puck, he's looking over here. We'll be able to grab the Night Stalker in the meanwhile, and the Ghosts get popped here coming out out from Annihilate. Still hot on the pursuit over here. They don't have that gem, though. It's over on Flea, and he's not nearby. Oh, if Flea had just been a little bit closer and it hadn't been nighttime, he would have seen the TA. They would have gotten a kill.
Seen the TA?
Yeah, the TA had, she went and she melded.
But
oh, not the TA. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. All right. Sorry, guys. It has been a long day of casting.
It's okay,
I don't know
Max.
why I thought that. Oh, yeah.
It happens. It happens. But, yeah, I mean, running up high ground there when the smoke pops is just so dangerous. They thought that if they just pop Darkness, pop the Firefly, they could get the vision. Put some really nice blinks out from the puck, and the Nyx Assassin spreads the fight out. They don't get that initial burst pick-off that you want with a lasso, and the fight just kind of falls apart from there. Terrorblade not getting off his Sunder was really, really painful.
Yeah, that silence just lasted forever. You just watched the Death Prophet just chase him down the entire time.
Yeah, and you can see he immediately changes his mind from the butterfly going towards the BKB. He doesn't want to deal with those silences anymore.
No, absolutely not. And we did see 2 BKBs getting popped during that fight as well. So we're starting to use up these early BKBs, which is going to be a little bit scary later on in the game. Like, Puck's going to go for the Ags, so BKBs are going to be a non-factor for the side of the Dire when they do finish getting that on the Terrorblade. Of course, TA, she has her. She's used it twice now. It's down to 8 seconds. Going for the MKB after completing that Daedalus. So, I mean, there's a lot of damage coming out from this TA. It's going to get even worse.
And 747 actually does something kind of interesting here. Most TAs will go for... Actually, going to hold on
there's a jump forward. They grab Annihilate. There's going to be the weave coming out, and they just try to burst it down as fast as possible. Should be able to do it. Nice static storm coming out, but they've got the BKBs over on 2 of these heroes. Puck jumps forward. That's a 4-man Dream Coil coming out here. Snake King trying to TP himself out. Won't be able to do it. Now Dazzle is going to be easy prey as well, and the rest of the Dire is just going to have to run themselves out. There's the glimpse back over here. They have the dust as well. This is a very dead TA. That's an unstoppable 6x kill streak taken down. Well played indeed.
They do still have ghosts, but they don't really have creeps in a position to push. Ritsu's doing a really good job on the Terrorblade, sending illusions out across the map to keep the lanes pushed. So they are going to rush up mid with a couple of creeps. It'll be enough to pop backdoor, so this might actually threaten...
Might have buyback coming up from TA, right? Yeah.
She might have to pop it. Lycan pushes very fast.
Oh, just narrowly missing that that impale. Not even missing, it's more like he sidestepped it. They do buy back on the TA. They use the ghost though still. That's the lasso coming out here from Flea. They'll be able to do a glimpse back, and still Death Prophet buying herself a little bit more time here, trying to move herself around. Spirit Siphon coming out, taking off a lot of health over here from this TA, but again, the BKB, they will be able to burst her down, and it will cause the rest of the team to run themselves out here. Derp trying his best, but the Scotty slow plus the slow from the traps from TA, just too much.
Those
Monkeys is already out, Cub Scout.
Those missed chances from the Solar Crest have almost saved an Annihilate's life so many times. They do get the melee racks in the mid, which is good, because it means that they did force a buyback and still get the objective, but now you have a Terrorblade whose Metaforce is going to run out. He's going to run out of meta, but...
Get a double damage TA, though, with a Daedalus. Like, level 25 TA, running in your base. You don't have buyback on Death Prof, you don't have buyback on the Disruptor. This is easily racks. Jump forward from Monkeys. We'll be able to go ahead, pop a Lincolns. But all this damage coming out, and as the creeps arrive into the base, they actually just go right down to the bot tower. Weave coming out, there's a nice jump forward. Jumping over onto Monkeys, we'll be able to go ahead, pop the Lincolns, and just eliminate him from the scene here.
This might be GG, honestly. It's possible, because Death Prophet is going to be online soon, but she's actually got Octarine, so her ult's going to be online soon.
20 seconds. BKB comes out, though, from the TA. They're going straight up for Megas. Looks like Flea trying to find an opening here, does not have his ultimate, and Snake King is just getting eaten alive by wolves. A nice static storm going to be able to grab the Terrorblade here, and he pops the BKB. Shallow Grave comes out maybe a little bit too early coming out from Stan King, uses a Sunder, turns him back around. They will take down Stan King, and Terrorblade though should be able to just run himself out.
No.
But there's still a Terrorblade illusion here in the space, wailing away, and he's gonna get that Rax. Oh man. They have mega creeps. Meanwhile, top lane still chasing after the Terrorblade. Will be able to burst them down, but during all that, they got megas.
And they have buyback. They have buyback on everybody that got that died. The fact that TA got out there is massive. She blinked out right as the static storm was dropping. Really nice reactions from 747. And he's just going to get the MKB now, not have to worry about those missed chances. He already doesn't have buyback, so he's just going to straight up buy the MKB and not have to worry about it.
I like how Flea's just destroying all the trees in the Radiant jungle. He does have his lasso up. Doesn't have a TP though. Ooh, that's going to be problematic, I think.
I mean, it is, but you've also got creeps pushing into your base when you already have no racks, and mega creeps following in behind.
That's true, that's true. Ghost actually getting committed over here. They're just skipping the racks, actually. They want to go for this tower. They know that they've got a lot of things happening in their base, trying to force the Terrorblade buyback.
They have to go for the end.
I don't know. Oh, look at this damage coming out from TA. It's just so strong. She BKBs. They turn around. Again, BKB over on the Night Stalker. They jump forward here. Flea. He's got his eyes over onto I Annihilate. There's a nice Dream Call coming out, but there's a buyback coming out from the Terrorblade. He's ready to fight. He wants to get this. I Annihilate sitting so very low over here. Can they finish him off? It's looking not so good right now. Flea's in a lot of trouble. The Disruptor buys back as well, and it looks like TA, that Shallow Grave, again, just saving her in the nick of time. They're able to defend, and now it looks like Monkeys will be the next one to fall. Possibly. He blinks himself out. TA buys back. She's like, yeah, no, I want in on this. Can they get him in time, though? I don't think they can find him. Nope, never mind. I lied. One hit. See ya, Monkeys. And they also get the kill on Lycan. The GG well played.
Going to game 3, Moxie.
This is our first game 3, I think, that we've done.
It is.
Hype. Very, very hype, guys.
Stuff.
Late night Dota.
Really well played by VGJ, though, getting that, just securing themselves in that late game, keeping TA and Terrorblade on top of the net worth, or at least competing with DP, and just waiting until their timings, knowing that they don't have the better early game necessarily, but confident going into the later game.
Yeah, absolutely. They were so patient